It does have a name, not really a syndrome, but you must have heard of the Dunning-Kruger cognitive bias. Does that ring a bell?
It does.
Right? So Dunning-Kruger is that, you overestimate your competence and you lack the competence to understand that you're not actually competent. So I think that's, part of the people who say that they have never had this experience and don't recognize it. I think some of them probably fall into that pool. I think for some, like my dad doesn't have the Dunning-Kruger thing. But when I was first writing the book and I was telling him about it, he was like, huh, what's that? And I thought he didn't recognize the name, but as soon as I defined it, he would recognize the issue without knowing what it was called. And he was just utterly dumbfounded. He had no recognition of ever having this experience in his life. I had a doctor, a dermatologist who I was chit-chatting with, same thing. He was just like, no idea, had never had this experience. And I don't know the dermatologist very well, but I know my dad pretty well. And he doesn't have a history of being othered. He's in all of the kind of privileged groups, and he has been told his whole life that he belongs at all the tables. So he's never questioned whether he belongs at all the tables. And then I certainly think, you've got your maybe smaller subset of like narcissists and psychopaths who might also not recognize this in themselves either.